Tonight, from Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara,
Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. As we take a peek at Sam Darnold, the former USC Trojan and third pick in the 2018 draft.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip, and I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
A give running right is Chubb. And he'll be tackled at the 23, gain of 3. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
And he'll carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Now they run the option on second.
Therefore, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like, you know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed.
And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles.
And leading them out, their signal caller now in his 4th season in the NFL.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there? Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he powers his way up past the 30. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Here's a 2nd and 4. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And Deebo going to have a Niners first down as the tackle going to be made up at the 37. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Purdy now to throw off the play action. That's caught. He finds Danny Gray. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. The Niners at 11-1 now on the year, and they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
And Kittle going to have a 49ers first down as he'll get the ball down inside the 30. The 40. Niners with the football here to begin the second quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This one looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Play action, now Purdy. Oh, what a catch by Ayuk. And they move this all the way down to the 9. First target, first catch, and a first down.
That is one heck of a catch right there. Got his eye on it the whole way and able to make the grab one-handed. Very nicely done, and for a nice chunk of yardage, too.
This on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal. McCaffrey running up the middle. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Touchdown 49ers. Brandon Ayuk, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. So take away the touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the plane. They'll run with a fullback, Juszczyk. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Kyle Juszczyk with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Moody good with the extra point. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Nick Bosa in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. Now Darnold. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Back out there comes the 49ers offense, ready for their 2nd drive. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that 1st quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times...
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, 74 yards. And the Niners are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line, out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Moody good with the extra point. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. Moore, the man in motion. Darnold on 1st down. He's got the connection to Moore. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Chubb running right. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 54 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Darnold now to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
They set up the screen to Chubb. And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Now a stoppage, and we've got Chubb shaken up on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. 1st down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Back to throw, Darnold. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. So officially now a 1,000-yard campaign for him, but I don't think he's going to take his foot off the gas pedal.
Yeah, it's one of those thoughts, though, that creeps into your mind because there is a little mini celebration over on the sidelines. Everybody, hey, job well done, over 1,000 already. But guaranteed, as you noted, someone's jumped in that huddle and said, a lot more to be done, guys. Let's not, would you say take your foot off the pedal? Let's not do that right now. But there is that possibility as people can get self-satisfied. The greats do not. We'll find out what he's made of.
Purdy looking to throw. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
On 1st down, Purdy. Got a man right side, it's McCaffrey. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Purdy now to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Purdy looking to throw on first down here. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. 2nd and 10. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And the Titans are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. After the interception, here's Darnold. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. So we've hit, well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll start by handing this off to McCaffrey. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Purdy. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be Titan football. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down. Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Running on 1st down, Eckler. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And they'll try the air now with Darnold. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over it that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. To throw is Darnold. They'll get this out wide to Eckler. And they will get this across midfield, but still well short of the 1st as he's dropped at the 46. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this third quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Up the gut, McCaffrey. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
They go play action here. Purdy. This one caught by Kittle. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. McCaffrey on the counter. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Connects with Kittle underneath. So nothing doing there, and it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the 4th and final quarter. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. Second and 6, just inside the 30. Here's Darnold. Over the middle, he has Okonkwo. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st down, Darnold. This complete to Henry over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard gain. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Nick Bosa make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game. And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I want to wait until the season's over, but he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays.
Yeah.
They just have not found a way to block him consistently.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle into the hands of Burks. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
4th down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the 49ers are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there. And he winds up giving the ball away.
Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10 at the 34. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Purdy off the play fake. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The Niners have the 1st down on a gain of 11. Debo going in motion left. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They'll try and burn some clock now with McCaffrey. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 108 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They'll run again, and he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Five points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he will have a Niners 1st down. And that ought to be the one that seals the victory. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well. That one looks like he'll throw here. Touchdown! Debo Samuel, 28 yards. And the Niners add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Moody good with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. That time a 9-play drive. And it's Debo Samuel who caps things with a touchdown reception. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Tennessee offense set to go again. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Here's Darnold. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. They run again on 1st down, Chubb. And he goes out right around the 39. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
Meanwhile, Darnold's throw is on target to Burks. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Darnold. Cockrell holds it in left side. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Darnold to throw again. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Titans 1st down, and comfortably so as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. So the victory here for San Francisco. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the 1st quarter, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you can win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time, and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that, and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the 1st quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for San Francisco, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Browns will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Titans, it's a rare misstep as they'll drop to 11-2 on the year.